Was that you coming back in? Ding dong.
I hear you good.
Okay. Let's see what happens now. Got it. Okay. All right, now say
I am
something.
here.
Okay, did you
I
guys
am
hear him?
here. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Okay. We're good to go, people. My people's people. Um, yeah, so I mean, I had quite a bit of videos to do today, just sending myself one after another after another. I'm like, man, it's just rapid fire today. And so I said, I think I'm gonna ask Woo Woo Dude a little earlier. Well, you want to do a little live stream around 9:30? He's like, yeah, why not? So I said, let's just see where this goes or whatever. But I kind of want to just talk about some of the stuff that I was going to email myself, basically. And if he wants to chime in at any time, of course, to just cut me off and start saying something. Um, but I want to talk about a few things, and maybe we'll just kind of get into them. But this first story, um, actually, it's March 20th. Never mind. I thought that, yeah, it was no. Something's weird sometimes. I start seeing people posting stuff that looks like, oh, this happened today. Like, no, that was like 3 months ago. I already talked about that, actually. You skip that one.
Compressed time, Joe.
Yeah,
Compressed
something.
time.
Okay, so this is pretty interesting. I'll go ahead and share it with my tool here, my software. Now, this Emerald Robinson here, Newsmax White House correspondent, former OANN correspondent. Okay, so she's the real deal. She's the White House correspondent right now for Newsmax. Breaking: sources inside Trump administration confirmed to me that the CDC has been misreporting the data for coronavirus to inflate the numbers. Now, this was posted today, earlier this morning, and I know I was either a day or two ago, I thought Trump did an executive order or something where he said he's no longer allow these places to send their information to the CDC and that they're setting up a database for them to basically count the stuff because they realize something's going on. And right here in Florida, we had the same issue. People were coming in and doing these what they call the pop-up testing places, and they were 100% positive, 97% positive. Like almost nobody's is negative, and then you have others just only reporting the positive numbers, not reporting the negative numbers. So it's just it's just basically fraud. It looks like is happening, and QAnon came out, hasn't posted in like, gosh, what, 2 weeks now, and just came out all of a sudden today with several of them. And one of the things they're talking about, the CDC misreporting the data, and they say what would be the primary purpose of inflating the numbers? Who benefits the most? Pro versus America versus anti-America, infiltration, all assets deployed, election, not virus. And then the next post, they manipulated COVID-19 for political purpose in the 2020 election. CDC data actually lower than reported. Why did select Democratic governors, 4 of them, mandate nursing homes with the COVID-19 positive insert? Election, again, not virus. Win by any means. And they mentioned again, CDC labs were contaminated, delaying coronavirus testing. And he says, how do you provide cover for invalid positive test results? Think Paw. Now remember, the Paw was the president of Tanzania in Africa that sent off a Paw, and it came back positive. Test results. That and an emu and something else, I think, engine oil or some crap. He says, "Oh, the swamp runs deep. The news is fake, but the war is real." And then coordinated deception. Florida labs not reporting negative COVID-19 test results. They link to Fox News story. How important, he says, is Florida regarding 2020 election? One lab equals possible human error. Countless labs equal deliberate, coordinated. Largest coordinated mis or disinformation campaign ever to be pushed by controlled entities. Who benefits the most? And then the final thing they said, COVID-19 narrative ends the day after the election. Expect cyber attacks and attempts on November 4th. And they have this Twitter thing I'll read in a second. But they said COVID-19 narrative kill date is election day +1, meaning the day after the election. Prepare for 0 day, which is massive cyber power attacks, attempts anyways, on 11/4, meaning November the 4th. So that particular Twitter, they posted, said safety standards and core rules for Washington State, again, Democrat place, conveniently end the day after the election. Is this about the virus or the election? Who benefits the most? And that's what they tweeted. So again, they've already got some of these lockdowns and set to just expire the day after the election all of a sudden. So it's obvious that they're trying something, here on us, and many of us are not falling for it. On that note, I know you've told me about this chameleon in my hand, and this is before, this is several months ago now. And you said, I see you catching this chameleon. Oh, look what I caught. It's a lizard. And you flip it over. Oh, it changed colors on me. And you mentioned that how they're going to do some things with the corona. And it's interesting because we've seen with corona, we just want to flatten the curve of death curve. And then, well, not yet. Let's watch the numbers. Okay, the deaths are actually going down. Well, wait a minute. Now all these positive things, positive tests, which are out of control, doesn't even make sense. And Q's telling us basically they're manipulating. And so again, that chameleon is changing, and they're just going to keep us up about mask mandates now. We've got them over here in Hillsborough County, Florida. There's several states. I just read an article today. Half the states roughly are, have some type of mask mandate coming and all this. And it's like, wow. So you then mentioned, no, first I'll tell everybody, he had told me a little while back, Joe, my guides are telling me for you to get some masks, not the real powerful ones like those N95 ones, not those. I'm like, well, I already have a bunch of those. Why can't I wear those? He's like, it's not for that. Get the regular junky little cloth ones. I'm thinking, why the hell? But I've got the good ones, He's like, they're just telling me to tell you that. So lo and behold, all of a sudden, this dust storm from Africa is coming right off the coast of Florida. But it didn't really affect us inland. And then all of a sudden, Hillsborough County does the lockdown. Mandated masks everywhere you go. And again, you could wear a freaking cloth thing over your face, the little junky masks. So, of course, I just got them in like not a day to spare. A day later, the mandate comes in and hits. Boom. So I was like, oh, that's why they wanted me to. Okay, good job, Spirit Guides. So on that note, you had mentioned this chameleon is going to turn into a very large lizard, like a damn monitor lizard or something huge, in a visionary psychic kind of way. What does that mean?
Well, as you know, I told you quite a while about this, and if you can imagine and equate this to a virus, that the little chameleon that you caught, and when you catch them, they're usually green, but when they get scared, they turn brown, right? As we all know.
Yep.
Or maybe we don't all know. And when they showed this with you grabbing it, my understanding to it is that you're holding the virus in your hand and you're looking at it, but the thing is, it's changing. And I take that as mutating and changing its color. So it's not the same as what it was in the beginning. And in turn, it's going to keep changing like a chameleon does. And, I want to say this, is that the virus is real, okay? But the thing is, it's to me, it would be like getting some of these really, really bad flus that will kill you. I mean, let's face it. But if you're healthy and you're normal and you're protecting yourself in that respect, that the effects probably wouldn't be that bad on you. That's why so many people out there don't even realize, that they even have it. And the problem with this thing that Spirit showed me is that this thing spreads very, very rapidly, where other devastating. Actually, Joe, I think the influenza, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am, that influenza this year killed over 1 million people so far.
Worldwide?
That's way above what the COVID-19. So understanding how deadly influenza is. But now there's another issue that's occurring, and I had told you about that. Is Spirit showed me you holding the chameleon, okay, and then it turned into an iguana,
Yeah.
and then that baby turned around and bit you. I went, oh boy. All right. So what I looked at then is, in my understanding, is it's no longer a chameleon. All right. So it's not the same virus. And what they explained to me is that another virus is coming. And what they told me is that it's going to be like a pneumonia, and it's going to be really, really tough. It's not a good thing. But understanding is when this starts to occur, and I know it's not in mainstream or anywhere right now, but this will happen, mark my words, is that this pneumonia will come out of China and that area. Every time China thinks that they've gotten over something, something else is going to hit them. We'll call this bad karma, whatever you want to call it. But this is going to come back around, okay? And it is going to be very, very rough. But I have a lot of spin on different things that Spirit has shown me, okay, on these things. You know, a lot of people are very concerned when I see people actually driving their cars. Joe, it really makes me sad. It makes me sad when I see people in their cars by themselves wearing masks, or they're walking a dog down the street by themselves wearing a mask. And I'm just looking. And the best one was the other day, I saw a man at a stoplight, and I look over at him, and his mask is down on his chin, and he's smoking a cigarette. I just, you know, what do you do? You just go, come on, man. You know, what's going on? You know, and then today, I'm up here at a farm, a flower farm, and I'm looking at all these people, and 90% of them are wearing masks. I go, they've instilled such a fear into people that they're doing that.
Yep.
That breaks my heart. Okay. Is it real? Absolutely, it's real. And as many hands, as I told you, have touched this. Okay. I was shown the United States was involved. Canada was involved. China was involved. And there's more that were involved in creating this thing. Okay. But did it come out as aggressive and as deadly as what maybe they wanted? I don't know, but I believe not. But when earlier you said, you know, is this the thing because of the election? Well, with your insight, I would say you're 100% right. Okay. And the lockdowns, come on, there is no coincidences, number one. It just isn't. Okay. For you to see these major outbreaks just exploding right now, and then you look at where they are and the importance of those areas are with elections, again, you know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to go, something just is not right here. And I think more and more people are realizing it. But on the other hand, they also don't want to take a chance, which I get. So I tell people, listen, if you're using common sense, okay, and you're going into an area that you got to wear a mask. And remember, I told you that's going to be mandated everywhere. Okay, yeah. That you will not be able to go in shopping without them. And I think that's already starting to happen now. Mm-hmm. Is, you know what, if you've got to slip it on, then go ahead. But as soon as you get out of that place, take that darn thing off and breathe normal air, which is very, very important. You know, and don't be stupid. All right. Don't, you know what? When they can lock down, Joe, you and I have talked a lot, and you just can't make some of this stuff up. when you sit there and you close down a state and you tell the people living there, oh, by the way, you can't even buy seeds to plant in your fields for you to have food. But yet, you know what? So what if we have 20,000 people screaming and yelling at each other and throwing stuff? But that's okay. That won't do anything.
Yep.
Come on. I mean, come on. Is there anybody listening saying, well, that is kind of stupid? Is it kind of stupid? I think it's really beyond stupid.
Well, the thing is, you've got these top officials, from the World Health Organization, the CDC, the NIH, and these are the experts. So when they say it, well, the average person would say, well, why the hell why would they lie? These are the experts. They went to school. They've got PhD. Why would they lie to us? People just can't wrap their head around an absolute despicable agenda. So they just, well, there must be a virus going crazy right now. It's killing everybody. And I'm like, well, we had 192 deaths to date. And those are the most recent for Hillsborough County. There's 1.47 million people in this county. So I did the math. It's 0.00013 mortality. And they initially told us this thing was killing 4.5%. Remember that? 4.5%. I guess worldwide they say the number is 0.01, which is typical of the flu. And we're here in my county, it's 0.00013. And our county is one of the ones that are mandating lockdown, mask wearing everywhere.
Yeah, in an actuality, Joe, and I could be wrong, okay, but I don't think I am. I think influenza is a higher death rate. Okay. I think it really is.
I'm sure it is because they've included the COVID on everything. I just read another one today where they said a guy in a motorcycle accident died. They wrote down COVID.
Yeah, and I think what a lot of people get confused about out there, Joe, is that they go, oh my God, the CDC said such and such. I mean, I always like to put this little bit of doubt in here, but I do not think I'm wrong. The CDC is a corporation that's actually traded on the stock exchange. So you've got to, it's kind of like people using the word Federal Reserve. Well, hell, you're not federal
at all. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, you're owned by a couple of families, aren't you? Yeah. But I like that name, Federal Reserve.
Federal,
It's like the CDC. Oh, what do you mean? You got stocks? Yeah. You traded? Yeah. That's
you're the authority source,
to look at.
Yep.
So I guess as we look around, Joe, we have to realize that that money and power is what's really controlling a lot of this. And like I said earlier, last time we talked, that when you hear a lot of people screaming about one person that's now running the ship, you got to take a look at the ones who are screaming the most and understand that again, you can look around. And I've told you about things that are going to get worse and worse and worse. And I really believe that it's a catch-22. Everything is being pulled out right now to stop the election and to stop him. Okay, that's the Trump. Okay, and the timing is everything. But the other thing, Joe, is the very top people in FEMA, okay, that are now controlling a certain section of our government. Are they controlling it all? Absolutely not. They have their hands full. And a lot of people think it's because of the COEV, and it's not. Okay, it's because of what's coming in. All right, and we're going to go through the planet is going to go through a lot of stuff within the next 2 months. Okay, when we start getting into September and going forward, and there's going to be a lot of change. Understand this. and a lot of countries that are out there are trying to get their people home and locking them down. And mark this down on your woo-woo calendar, that you're going to see that many countries are going to now stop from their people leaving their country, or from other people coming, even from America, to go to their country. You're going to see that it's going to get difficult, and then you won't be able to do that. That's because they know that these things are coming. It's going to happen.
So it's like COVID is just perfectly came out to handle everything. Excuse for everything.
Well, yeah, in a way, because now they're practicing the lockdown and things that's going on, and they're getting people used to wearing masks. Okay, and to be honest with you, chances are you're really going to need them. Okay, September on, with things that are going on. And, it's just a remarkable time. But when you just take a deep breath and look around, I can't believe there'd be one person that's listening to you and I talk that don't go, there's more that's going on. I mean, there's more, and it's big. And whatever it is, it's not just affecting America. This is worldwide. Okay? If between you and I, Joe, if they were just going to try to screw with the election, they certainly would not shut down the whole world. Would they?
No, right. It's our election, not the world's.
Exactly. So the people that hear this and start to understand it, this is a world phenomena that's going to happen. Okay, and a lot of things are going to change. All right, and if they could control a lockdown and keep the people closer to their homes or cities, everything that we just went through, that we went, finally it's over. No, it's not. It's going to reverse, and it's going to go backwards again as we get closer to September and things like this, as they prepare for these things. But the thing is, Joe, the real bad actors who have been doing so many bad things, okay, they're coming down. Okay, they're being taken out. And not just in America, around the world. And you're finding these things yourself, because again, when it comes to news, you're a dog with a bone. You hunt this stuff down. So you find this stuff
I kind
out.
of prefer like a Wookiee. I'm more like a Wookiee.
Okay. A Wookiee with a snowball. I gotcha. Yeah, man, I don't know what I've created with you, but you are special. It's like, it's a beautiful thing. I get excited every day, Joe. I go, okay, what did you guys do to Joe last night? It's like, he'll tell you firsthand. Oh, Lordy. It's an incredible thing when you see somebody going through transformations that you are right now, spiritually, that you're witnessing and going, you got to be kidding me. It's a beautiful thing. But, I just want people to understand, okay, take the fear of all this stuff and just throw it away. All right. I want to say something to all of you. All right.
Hold on. What was that first part about the fear?
Is to take the fear out of everything.
There's one person that needs to hear that again. There's one person that needs to hear that again, and he better know who he is, because we were talking today on the phone. Go ahead. Well,
the thing is, the stuff that I hear, and me being a psychic medium and all this stuff, and I have people that, this is the end of the world. This is it. I'm gonna die. And I look at them, Joe, and I laugh. I go, what are you laughing at? I says, you know, when you were born, right? And they go, yeah. I said, well, did you know that part of being born is you got to come out the backside too? You mean die? Yeah. So basically, you're in the end times. You're right. You really are. So stop it. Okay? Stop acting like that and understand it's not the end. There's no death. There isn't. There isn't. You transform, you go back to the other side, and then when you get there and you look back, you go, oh, man, I shouldn't have given up so easy. No, you shouldn't have. Okay? No, you should. You should have hung in there because what we're about to go through and see, you know, is going to be biblical. And it's going to be amazing. And the thing is a lot of good will come out of it. You just got to have faith in it. Okay? And when you can pull this fear out of you and stick it off to the side, it's like, okay, you know, inevitably, you are going to die. I know I'm bumming you right out, but you got to do it. But all in all, I got to tell you something. I've done it. Okay? And I'm back again.
You were gone for 2 hours.
Yeah. I was dead for about 2.5 hours. Got to meet him on the other side. Got to see all that stuff. And you know one thing they said to me, Joe? They said, tell them out there, we love it when you don't give up. Don't ever give up, no matter how hard it gets or how difficult it gets, because we love it when you don't give up, because you know not who you are. So never give up. All right. And when you get back over to the other side, you got to say, oh, man, okay, I shouldn't have given up. No, you really shouldn't have. And so enjoy every day that you're here. Understand how blessed you are. You might not have that boat or this, that in your yard, but you know what? You look around and see what's around you and understand that the real blessing is that you are allowed to be here and to be alive for this time.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hell of a time to be around right now.
You know what? Like they told me, get a big bowl of popcorn, get out of the way of the train, sit back and watch it go by. Because if you connect to us, you connect to the Creator, they'll tell you where to go. Don't be freaking out and go, I got to go to the mountains. I got to go here. You will be exactly where you're supposed to be. Nobody dies early. Okay. You go back to the other side exactly when you're supposed to. That's just the way it is. You know? And to remove all the terrible things that they're bringing forward. Now, understand, like what you said earlier, Joe, take a look around, because it will never, ever, ever be like what we were used to 1 year ago, or even 6 months ago, whatever it is. Okay? Everything's going to change around you. Does that mean it's terrible? No, what that means is act like a chameleon and adapt.
Big change. You got to adapt to it. That's it. You have to adapt to it. Big change happening. You got to go with it. If you try to resist, sorry about your luck. You know, you're not going to survive. You got to just go with it. And I saw Dave in the comment section. I love this guy. My treasure hunting buddy, Dave.
Well, Dave, I love you too. There, and beware of the Wookiees. That's all I can tell you. Okay. Beware of the Wookiees.
Dave, I asked us the next time we go to New Mexico, could you guys show yourselves out we're way out in the middle of nowhere. So be prepared if you hear something or smell like a skunk smell, a little skunk ape. It's not me this time, all right? It's our friends coming in.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Wookiees have kind of told me that the ones out in the desert really don't smell that bad, but when you go into the swamps of Louisiana or Florida, oh, they're skunky.
Skunk apes.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're just nasty little critters, you know. But, you know, it is what it is. They enjoy the swamps, have a good time. They're no different than us in that respect. Some people like to hang out in the mountains of California. Some like Florida, whatever, you know. But they got tricky little rascals, may I say. They got tricky. But, you know, everybody has just got to take a deep breath and adapt, okay? And try to flow like Spirit always says. Listen, you're in a kayak. You paddle downstream. Don't paddle upstream. And just remember on your journey of life that when you go around a corner with your kayak, there'll be something new there. And take a look and enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. When you get back to the other side, make sure you come to my pub. I swear I own one on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay? Just remember, the best spirits in town, that's where I will be. Okay?
The best spirits in town.
First round is on me? Absolutely. And you'll come in, you go, dude, what a ride that was. I'm going to go, it was, wasn't it? It was. So be part of this. There's a lot of beings that are pulling up now to watch the greatest show on earth because of all these things that are happening. And there's so many dramatic things. And you watch, all right, there's a big tear right now that is going in between dimensions, okay? So these little portals, oh, no. Oh, it's a big, giant tear. So you're going to see an immense amount of UFOs, immense interdimensional craft coming through. But at the same time, boy, are you going to hear about sightings of very strange creatures and beings. I'm telling, mark my words. As we progress through this summer, you're going to hear it everywhere. All right? There'll be a lot of really cool woo-woo stuff. You know? All I can tell you, it's like the zoo. Do not pet them. Okay? Stay back from them. You know? If you got a group of people that want to go up there and throw signs in their faces, well, welcome. But I suggest everybody else, just stay back a ways, okay? And then see what happens. Don't be excited to rush into anything. Be a smart Wookiee.
All right, let's
absolutely.
I've got four things. Yeah, I got four things we'll talk about. Then we can just go wherever it goes.
We'll go into woo-woo land.
Yeah, we'll go deep into the woo-woo. So I had this other message on Twitter. Just in, the Supreme Court on Friday granted the Manhattan District Attorney's request to expedite its recent decision to hand over 8 years of financial records. They're talking about Trump. Chief Justice John Roberts ordered the decision to go into effect immediately. Roberts is attempting to influence our election. So there's one comment here, and I've been saying this myself, and they said, someone replied, this ruling opens the door for the Democrats to turn over their records. How did Nancy accumulate $100+ million? What a dumb move. Exactly. The Democrats, the Supreme Court, everybody's now open to show their financial records. This will be epic. So everyone's concerned about that. Oh, Trump. Listen, Trump's records are going to be squeaky clean, in my opinion. There'll be nothing. Just like that time Rachel Maddow got a hold of him. I've got one of Trump's tax returns. Next, after the commercial break, we're going to read it live. And then she read it. Oh, he paid $34 million in taxes. Oh, I guess he didn't get away with it. You know, I think it's going to be another one of those. He pays his taxes. Everything's clean. And now we get to see the other side's taxes too. So there's that. And then Entheos Shines, our insider guy on Twitter that everybody loves, he says, he was replying to Jordan Sadler. He said, just a reminder, and he said this in June 22nd, but he retweeted it again, I think, today. Just a reminder, when Obama is charged with treason, if they attempt to cause social unrest and violence, they will now be seen as enemy combatants, aiding in sedition and dealt with accordingly. So that's interesting. Disney World employees, plural, among 16 men arrested in child porn sting. That was posted to June 17, 2020, so about a month ago. And that was out of Polk County, Florida here. And again, more than a dozen men in Central Florida, including 2 Walt Disney World employees, have been arrested. So again, stuff is happening, not making too much news. But then there's this one. I'm going to put the screen up on this one. This guy posted this. I mean, look at the size of the police vehicles and stuff. Helicopters. I mean, what the hell's going on here? They got a backhoe digging something over there. Look at all these cars. Look at this. This is, I believe they said it was in Germany. Got some news agencies. Supposedly this is Germany. I mean, look at the amount of this. This is unbelievable. So I saw that, but video of Black Forest police raid. Now, keep in mind, now this guy says that's Rothschild's human hunting grounds. I don't know about that. But there's a comment in here that I do know about. The official story, but I have my doubts after 3,000 pedo arrests just over a week ago and the subsequent investigation into 30,000 more last week. German police hunt a dangerous Rambo person in Black Forest. In other words, that's the cover story. They don't need that many people there to find one guy. There's a Q post that someone found, and it's right here. Rothschild Sanatorium photo, Thekla, whatever. This is the plane pattern, whatever this flight radar is, going back and forth all of a sudden. They show that. I'm not sure what this is, if this has to do with Rothschilds or where they're at, but it's supposedly the Black Forest that we're talking about. But here it is. Post 6/22, 2018, January 27. Time to play, dopey. Black Forest, spelled the correct way. This is happening now, people. This was posted today. Well, technically last night. It's July 16th. So this is happening right now. What is this about? So that's my that's kind of my final thing, but that is a lot. Ambulances, police vehicles. If we got a freaking backhoe out there, they've got a helicopter that landed. What the? Right there. Something's going on in the Black Forest, huh? So, yeah, things are getting interesting. I'm not sure where you want to go with this one, Woo Woo Dude, if you're getting anything on that.
Oh, sure. Come on, Joe. You know that they need a backhoe to find the guy who's out there, right? I mean, come on. I bet you that backhoe can probably fly through that forest really quick. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, do you remember watching, what was it, First Blood, Rambo?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They had a lot of people after him.
Yeah, he seems to not miss. No one could get him, but he hits everybody.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a woo-woo hit on this, okay? Is because as you brought it up, I just kind of went there because
I heard you kind of mumble something as I was saying it, so I figured you had something.
Yeah. So I kind of went over there, and I looked, and then I pulled back a little bit, and what I noticed is that it seems that there's all these caves or tunnels that I see all over the place over there, and they all seem to lead to this castle or this. It looks like a big mansion area with a lot of land, but all these caves are going to this, and it seems that this is what they use to escape or to bring things in that they don't want people to see.
Right.
And I don't know if I should. All right, what the hell? All right. I don't know if I should say this or not, but hell, I'll just let it rip. Worst that you could do. Do you have the ability to edit this out?
Yeah, theoretically I could after the fact.
All righty then. What they're bringing me to is what looks like a swimming pool, and I'm being brought downstairs. So this is not outside. This is inside, Joe. And I'm looking at this thing, and it looks like I'm looking around right now, and it's like there's bleachers where like a lot of people would sit there, and I'm going, why would you have all these bleachers? I'm looking at this right now. Why would you have all these bleachers looking at an indoor pool? and now I'm looking at the pool, and there's no water in it at all, which is strange. And then I'm looking around this pool, and I'm looking at, I don't know what you would call it, but it okay. I don't know what these things are called, but I'll give you the best description. I'm looking at these things hanging, going around this pool.
Okay.
It's like towards the deep end, and it looks like.
Let me put up an image. Does that look like anything you're seeing?
Oh, I'm on my phone and my eyes are closed.
Okay.
I'm not looking at anything. So just
look at the screen.
My screen on my iPhone is just your numbers are going across, Joe. Okay. I'm not watching. You're not on here with me. Okay. So I'm just going to describe what I see. Okay. And it almost looks like something that would be in a meat processing plant or something, where like a side of beef would be hung on it, type thing. It's strange, but I'm looking.
You sure you're not seeing my image right now?
No. I'm on my iPhone, Joe. I don't have any view of anything. And it goes around the pool, but yet the pool is empty. So I don't get it, but I see it, and Spirit's bringing this to me, and they're correlating it with all the different caves. Okay. And so there's some sort of a connection there, and I don't know what it all is, but to me, it doesn't look like a good thing. It's almost like if the pool is empty like that and they have these things, then that would be like, let's say it was meat being hung around that was slaughtered or whatever, that then you could wash the pool down and the water would go down the drain. I know it sounds weird, but that's kind of what I see. All right. And that it is connected to what's going on right now with the children. And, it's just like I said, I don't want to go too deep into some of the things. I don't like what I see. But I mean, that's what I see. So can I ask you, Joe, obviously later tonight, I will play your YouTube and I'll watch it on my iPad. Okay. What is it that you had up or have up?
The Vanderbilt mansion swimming pool underground that John Podesta had some crazy paintings with children spanked butts and all that stuff. And it's an empty swimming pool underground, and there's ropes hanging on the side of the pool, like to hang stuff.
Oh, Jesus. You know what? I'm just going to say it, these sick bastards, okay, when they get to the other side, they're going to be shocked at what's waiting for them. And when you get to the other side, okay, that's why I said there's no death. That's forever. So understand, when I tell people three things that are very important: love, compassion, and forgiveness. When a person is down, reach your hand down. Spirit's watching everything. They're all around you. They're right there, just in another dimension. And it's these little things of kindness that you do that they get so excited about. You don't have to do big things, but when you do little things of kindness, you touch many, many hearts, and you change the world, and you change the way you think. When you have a sickness like what we're watching, and we know that's going on out there, you can't even wrap your head around it. But I want to tell you this, that we are not alone here, and I'm talking humanoids, and that there are these other beings, and this goes back thousands and thousands and thousands of years, that they live on this. And it has something to do with the fear when I've dealt with very, very dark entities, and I realized when I first met dark entities that I was lucky enough that I was just so pissed off at what happened with my daughter that I didn't even think. And I approached it and went inside it. And I said to that entity, how do you like it? Why don't you just go back to hell? You know, my daughter's looking at me like, oh my God, Dad, oh my God. And as I'm speaking, smoke's coming out of my mouth, but it was cold, you know. But the thing is it left. And so, you know, Joe, how they got those yellow books for dummies?
Yeah, you got one for me?
That's what I was, because I knew nothing. Okay. Now I look back and I go, dude, do you realize what you did? Yeah. But I learned something is they become very weak when you have no fear. So they cannot get the energy and strength to do stuff to you. So when you do not have fear and you just say enough of this crap, okay, guess what? They can't draw off of you. That's like beings that are very loving, that come around us. They want to be around us because we're happy and joyful, and they actually get energy from that, okay, these types of beings. But then you have this other ones, and there's a lot of different ones, that grab it off of fear. So when I see this pool thing, that's what that was all about. And it's horrible. And now all these people around the world that are involved, it's crumbling. Okay? And they're not going to get away. And they might go and they might say, well, you know, I've got this great plan and this is how we're going to get him out and this is how we're going to do this, that, the other. It's kind of like you, Joe. You know, I said, Joe, don't you dare try to bargain.
Yeah.
And then you try to, well, what about this crypto? Joe, what are you doing? Right? You know, it's like, you know, understand that every human being is tethered to the creator. All right? So think about it. Symbiotically, the creator lives through us as we live through the creator. There's not one thing you can say, do, or think that the creator doesn't already know. So you think that you're going to go hide and do these destructive things or whatever, and really? And your daddy doesn't see you? I don't think so. All right. Now, their world is crumbling down, and you and I are watching all this craziness in the United States, but if you were in other countries, you'd be seeing it too and going, what is going on here? Because all of this is being changed. As Spirit told me, that everything that has been hidden under the darkness of a rock is being flipped right now. So it's going to be very, very difficult, all right, for people to even believe it. When you try to have a normal conversation with anybody about Donald Trump or this and that, people get mad. It's not like the old days. My guy lost, and no big deal. We'll get you the next time. It's not. They're not even thinking. I mean, you see how they react.
Yeah, and they call you names. You know, you're a you're a sexist. You're a homophobe. No, I just support Trump, actually.
Well, we'll see. That's just it. You know, the normal dude out here in America it's kind of like, leave me the hell alone. I worked all week long, busted my ass. I'm going to enjoy my weekend and just leave me alone. Let me enjoy life. And then these other people just don't want that to happen. And now all these people, Spirit just said something to me. Okay. You said something about a judge?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark my words. Before the election, he's going to step down. And what Spirit's showing me right now is a photo. So there's a photo of him, okay? And I'm not going to go anywhere else, all right? And basically, He's doing whatever he has to because he has to do it. End of story. You guys can all use your imagination to whatever you think, but remember, you heard it first on Jay Snips. Okay, and
All hell with you, dude.
they're also showing me the number 2, and that tells me that between now and then, okay, of election, there was 2 people who are leaving.
I'm going to say Ginsburg and him, if I had to guess.
God, your psychic ability is growing, Joe. But I'm not agreeing with that. I'm just saying your psychic ability is growing very, very well. You know, we got to sit back and look at this. I just wish that, when people start, how can I put it? Because I don't want to insult anybody. If we just threw away the name Republican and threw away the name Democrat, and there's no more, okay, which it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's just a person.
Anyways,
yeah.
You got it. And you throw that away, and people say, you Republican, Democrat? No, I'm an American. I live here. All these people are going crazy out there. Listen, America is not perfect, but I'm going to tell you this. It's pretty darn good. And everybody tries to do the best that they can. All right? Wow. Are you still there, Joe?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Wow. There's spirit going through my head right now. Holy moly. If people will just set that stuff aside and they sit there, I'm just trying to be realistic, okay? And you sit there and you scream and scream and scream about the police and all this stuff that happened. This man was killed. We got to watch it, okay? Sad as hell. And you have to take a look at this and go, all right, we need things fixed. Now, nothing for nothing. That man, that police officer does not represent all the police officers in the world. Trust me there. All right. But I'm going to say this is that police officer that did it is going up on murder. So he is being taken care of. All right. And then this is what you really need to say. When you hear these certain states that are saying we're going to defund them, now let's put a little logic into this. And so what are you going to do? The real problem, Joe, is that it's totally unacceptable. When I grew up, Joe, you didn't hear about somebody shooting somebody else in the back, a police officer shooting somebody running away in the back 4 times. That stuff just did not happen. So we have an issue. But the issue is very simple. It's called 3 strikes, you're out. All right. All police officers and all that may be listening, I love you guys for what you do and the stuff that you have to put up with. All right. But there's also got to be responsibility in a role like that. And the responsibility is, number one, anybody can make a mistake and you might have an issue. If it happens again, number 2, and there's another big complaint of somebody getting hurt, this, that, now you really need to look at the situation. If it happens a 3rd time, you've already lost your job. It's a non-issue. That means you do not know how to communicate with people correctly. So how could you be a peace officer?
Right.
So now let's go back to where this man was killed. Rumor has it that he had over 7 or 9 different complaints about brutality. So is it the police force's problem? I'm sorry, but I would say that why he still had his job, who was his boss? Who was in charge? All right. To allow that to escalate to 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously, this job isn't suited for you.
Right.
Right? So you make that change. That's a real easy thing to change, and it's a good place to start. And now you take a look where all this is. You know what? A cop doesn't even know what the hell to do now. You look at it, they really don't know what to do. If I try to do the right thing, you could throw me in prison because something goes wrong. So they have families, they have children, they got a wife.
Yep.
They're just like us. We're all the same. We're all on the same ship. You know? So these subtle changes, like I said, 3 strikes you're out. Hey, listen, this is not the job for you. Come on. We've all had jobs like that. Listen, you probably should look for another job. All right. I get it. All right. So it's the higher ups. And then when you take a look at these higher ups, and I'm not going to just mention names, I don't think I have to. And you take a look at what they've done during this whole thing. I say to everybody out there, if that's happened in your state, it's your job to remove those people. If you want those type of state officials, and there's a hell of a coincidence, because if you're one of those states that it's horrible and the way that they're treating you and what they're doing, well, that's a great case of socialism and communism. How's that? How's that going for you?
Yep.
Oh, you can't plant any seeds and have food for yourself because why? Because I'm just not going to let you do it. What? And the thing is you can push and push and push until you're pushed back. But I'm going to tell you this, Joe, with the things, because I have already seen this, with the things that are coming upon us, there is no place that they can hide. They are not going to hide. Okay? It ain't going to happen. Okay? So everybody get that big bowl of popcorn because you're about to see some incredible things. All right? And may I say why everything is good out there right now? Keep picking up your little paper masks here and there. Don't go out there and buy 20,000 rolls of toilet paper. Just buy what you need and get ready for the next thing because this ain't stopping.
Like buy the extra toilet paper or no?
Well, I probably shouldn't do it, but what the hell? I have humor. My kids bought me a roll of toilet paper, not this Christmas, the Christmas before. I opened it up. I shouldn't say this. What the hell? I could take a picture and show you guys, but it's a toilet paper with Hillary Clinton on it. I looked, I said, I love you guys, but I've never used it. It's still sitting there. But it's like, I'm sorry. If I'm going to wipe my private part, man, and there's a couple of eyes looking back at me, I don't care who it is. I just can't do it. There's just something about, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. But their heart, you know what? Their heart was in the right place. That's all I can say.
That's great.
But,
that's my fantastic.
God. So why don't you take the floor and why don't you bring up some of your things? You have a very interesting life.
I went to the bathroom a little earlier today. I could have definitely used that particular Hillary Clinton for what I did. That toilet paper would have been a great one for that. And having said that, so we've been hearing about this. What's that?
You drop a nuke on her, did you?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, all right. Too much information. We'll just go on.
So this coin shortage that we're hearing about.
Oh, yeah.
And I just was right before we did this interview, went out and grabbed something to eat, and I saw a little sticker on the drive-through We can't take anything larger than a $20 bill due to the national
Wow,
coin
there you go.
shortage. Of course, that's coin shortage. What does that have to do with 20 or 50 or 100? So
Yeah.
I saw that sign on the drive-through window. So you were telling me the other day you think it's going to evolve into
Yeah.
not just coins, but it's going to go into the paper currency too.
Yeah. You can mark this on your woo calendar too. I think it was about 3 weeks when 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago when you were doing an interview with JC. What a nice guy. I really like that guy. You guys could really make some unbelievable commercials. You really could. When I saw the one with the girl throwing her head back and forth, I died. You guys just make my day. You know,
Yeah.
but it's you just for me to get entertainment like that, I would have to get out to the diner, and I would have to watch the Chew. You know what I'm saying? I'm just shitting. But anyways,
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Yeah, you guys really do. You guys are incredible. And the only way I roll, Joel, is if I get on my hands and knees. I can't get up, so I just roll. Okay. My cat looks at me like, "Oh, dude, can you get up?" Until I make it to the table. But about 4 weeks ago, when you guys were interviewing and shooting the breeze, Spirit came to me, and they said, "Type this." And so, considering I can't type worth crap, and that's why Joe fixes everything so that way I can talk, or it would not work. What do you call it? Electronically handicapped? That's me. Okay, that's me. All right. When they had me type and put it into the comment, what about the coins? And so I just did that, and nobody said anything. So I was very curious about that. But then what Spirit showed me, and I don't know, I think I might have said something to you 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. I'm not sure. I lose track of time now. And that there's going to be a coin shortage, and it's going to be nationally. And I said to Spirit, I said, well, why would that happen? Coins don't go bad. It's not like you need to reprint dollar bills because, we've all gotten dollar bills in our hands. I was like, oh, Jesus, I'm going to drop that off at the very next place I buy something. It's like, what did they do with that thing? But coins don't go bad. They don't go bad. All right. So I go, that doesn't make sense. And then Spirit said they're going to blame it on the virus. I go, well, that doesn't make sense either because it's machines that do all this. It's not individuals making the nickel, And then they said, no, this is because of what they're about to do. And then they explained. They said, what you're going to see is a shortage of change, and you'll see it here and there, but this is going to grow. This is really going to grow. And then you're going to start seeing exact change only. So if you're paying with cash or whatever, you have to have the exact amount. And then they brought me, it was like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, they brought me, I was walking into a very big store. I couldn't tell what it was, what the store was a big, big, big store. And then when I walked in, okay, and I'm going to buy stuff and I'm going to check out and I had cash. And they said, no, we don't accept that anymore. I go, say, what? No, you have to pay with a credit card. And I was flabbergasted. And so what they explained to me, Spirit, is that they're going to eliminate the coins completely. And this is going to help them because what's happening with all the printing of money, what they showed me, again, I'm not a stock guy. I'm just a dude, right?
No, you're a woo-woo dude.
I'm a woo-woo dude, okay? And so I'm looking at this, and I'm just shaking my head. I'm going, so where is this going? And they said, well, they're going to make people pay a higher price for things. And so if you were buying a candy bar, is what they showed me, that was $1.25 or $1.50, that we give no change. You want exact change, you're gonna now nothing will be $1.25. It will either be $1 or $2. But they said it will be $2. I said, well, why would they do that? And they say, well, you'll understand. And then I realized it was hyperinflation. Okay, with everything that's going on. And then I looked and I said, take a look at this. My hand's going back and forth, and I got a handful of money. You know, I had 20s, 10s.
This all in this dream
fives.
vision?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm shaking it, and then I look, and there's no more ones. I go, what? And then I shake it, and I look, there's no more fives. And then there's no more tens. No, I says, wow, okay. And then what they said to me, they said they're going to eliminate this and say and understand what's going on. It's a two-edged sword, that they're going to take all the money away because they're going to come out with something new. But there's a caveat to this, is over the years, what they showed me, all the people that are in selling lots of drugs, the pedophilia, anything in the dark side of things where you're paying cash, and they could be sitting on billions of billions of billions of billions of billions of dollars in cash, that they're doing this because they're not going to be able to cash that money in and get their money. What are you going to go to a bank with hundreds of billions of dollars? It ain't happening, because it's not going to be there. So,
and if you come in, they're like, well, how'd you get that money? Because we have no records. Your tax returns don't show that. So how do you have that?
That's right. So what I was being explained was that there is so much dark money out there, and we're going to call this dark money, okay? There's so much dark money out there that basically they're going to take it from all these bad people. And basically now it's worth nothing. How do you feel? Having a great day? So right now there's a mad rush, Joe. And all these people are washing their money. And then Spirit showed me how they were doing it. And I went, I'll be a son of a gun. Is they're taking their cash and they're buying stocks. And they don't even care if the stock market crashes in the next 60, 90 days. Because even if they make 40% or 20% of all that cash, they're okay with that, because they would have got nothing. Mm. So the stock market is now a washing machine. Mind-boggling. But then if you just look at it and you go, geez, that actually does make sense. Yeah. That's what they showed me. So
that's the one thing that can handle that kind of money.
That's right. And so in this interim, this is what's happening. All right. And so we're going to reach this point that, you know, credit cards and this and that, and they may say, well, it's because of the virus. It has nothing to do with it. But you don't know the whole story. So there's bad and good. The bad people are doing it because they think they're gonna bring in this new thing and da-da-da-da. But they don't really realize that the bad people are being used because they're being set up. And they're going to get all their money away from them. And they don't even realize it. It's like, don't play chess with the guy who made the chessboard. So all these things are going on. But what I keep getting, Joe, is that it's almost like after this, there's a new dollar that comes out. Okay. And it looks different. All right. And it's like it's being backed by something like gold or something like that. And it's going to be used here in the United States to barter, to buy things and go back and forth. But then they're showing me this other thing, and I know what it is. It's cryptocurrencies, absolutely cryptocurrencies, that is going to be the part of the new way. And in the world is going to be using this also. But I got to say this to all the crypto lovers out there. That's not the end all. they showed me that after cryptos, and understand, don't panic. They'll go, oh my God, whoa, this cryptos are going down. Please don't do that. Okay, you got to make a ton of money on it. You just hang where you are. All right. The cryptos will not be the end all. There's going to be another thing. It's almost like a quantum leaping, and I don't understand it. All right.
There's something called the quantum financial system that people are saying is
get the hell out.
One of the next steps.
Is that
the quantum system?
Wow. So I actually used the right word. I don't understand it, but this is what Spirit showed me. Okay, again, I don't follow that stuff, but that was the best way. It's kind of like watching Star Trek, and then it goes, whoa, and you're like way advanced, and they're using something else. But the cryptocurrencies will blend into that. All right. So people who are in it are going to make a lot of money, but I also want to say this to you too, and I might as well just come right out and say it. There's going to be a lot of cryptos, okay, that are just going to disappear. So I say to the people that are out there, okay, stay with stuff that you know, all right? Don't go above your pay grade. If you have an understanding of a product that you're buying, why are you buying that? What's the reason for you to invest in it? Okay? And have an understanding about it. All right. But between now and say September, October, November, all right, with a lot of the information that you've been giving your people, Joe, you're going to really create an incredible amount of wealth. They've already shown me this. Like right now, I'm holding up an umbrella and money's falling on my head. All right. That's the type of money you're going to make. But what they're saying is, don't be silly. Make, what's that thing? Make hay while the sun shines.
Yeah.
So the key is when you start buying in and buying out, and this is one thing that I suggest to do, as I've had long talks with you, Joe, is stop trying to make it to the end of the rainbow where the big bucket full of money is. If you go, as you go up, if you just in your own mind look at these things and go, wow, that's $10,000. That's $20,000. Listen, if I can wake up on a Monday and I made $10,000, I feel really, really good. Okay. And some of the people that I've been reading out there, I mean, they're dealing with crazy money. And I'm going, just stop and think for a second. If that goes up 4 cents, you're going to make 100,000, but yet you want to hold on to it until you do. What are you out of your mind? Take the freaking 100 grand and take a deep breath. And you want to get back in again? Great, but keep your 100 grand profit and then jump back in and have a good time. You know, and then take that and get your family situated. Get yourself in such a situation that you don't, you know, like I keep saying, the train's going to come through. Don't stand in the tracks. So if you could put your family into a great position and stop worrying about the pot of gold and start taking that cups of water at a time, guess what? As this gets a little funky wonky, you're not going to have to freak out. You're going to say, you know what? We have a home. This thing's paid for. That thing's paid for. Or you're 6 months ahead or a year ahead. It's like, okay. You're in a good position because you don't, the worst that you could be is a type of person, Joe, that when something happens that you panic. If you could just sit there, take a deep breath and know that you don't have to panic because you're in a fairly good position. So that way, as a human being, you could just take a minute and think about the situation. Because if you just panic, the rule of thumb is you have a greater chance of making that mistake of doing the wrong thing. So you just, you know, take that deep breath. But this is the time to really make that money because you're in that in-between time and do that. And and the wisdom and knowledge, Joe, that you have shown on these deals that you've done have been unbelievable. I know you've helped so many people that really have needed help.
Yeah.
And that's know what, Joe? That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Kindness. Oh my gosh.
If any you have a lighter,
it's great.
pull your lighter out and light it like you're at a concert right now on those words. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, actually, Joe, pull that out in your next dream, okay?
That's right. I keep telling myself I'm going to pull that lighter out and control it. I'm going to light that sucker.
Some of these, I don't know, on your Patreon, do you tell any of these people about your dreams?
Yeah, I have. Everyone's up to date with, I think, all my dreams except the last one where my son was gone for 2 years and came back. And
did you tell them about when I basically went into your dream and then I told you what happened?
No, actually, I didn't say that one.
And then you ran into your room just to check. Why don't you throw that one out? That's a pretty good woo-woo one.
The one where the shaman was in there, and I'm like,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
So I went to bed and I had a dream, and I knew I had a dream when I woke up, and then I knew I had it, but it was like, dang it, I forgot every part of it. I just like it was right there, gone. I'm like, what did I dream about? What did I dream about? I didn't know. Whatever. So then I get a text a little later in the morning from him, and he's like, I'll call you in a little while and tell you all about that dream last night. And I'm like, how do you know I had a dream last night? You know, and I'm like, well, I know I had a dream, but I don't remember what the hell it was. So how the hell is he going to tell me what it, I don't even know. I can't remember it. So I won't be able to tell it to him and have him interpret it. So he goes, he goes, you don't remember the dream? I'm like, no, I was like, I know I had one, but I just don't know what it was. He goes, oh man. He goes, I basically met you in your dreams and took you out. And we went over to that mountain that you're digging in. And I said, let's go see what's inside or whatever. So I take you inside so we could look around, and we get to the end of this tunnel. And I say to you, all right, you go ahead and explore around a little bit. I'm going to leave you here by yourself for a bit. I'll be right back. Let you just handle this yourself. So he says he starts heading back out, and he hears me going, dude, get back here. So he comes back. He's like, what's up? And I'm like, that guy down there, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. You have to deal with that. And he goes, it was that shaman guy, the shaman Indian spirit who's pissed off at everybody, for what they did to his people. And basically I'm like, I'm jabroni level. I can't mess with this guy. Like, I'm not even gonna get near him. So at that point, I guess you could take over. What you went down there and explain what happened.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've been explaining to Joe, I says the key on your journey here is to understand you have control of it. And when you do, that is when you can enter other realms, other dimensions, other places. And it's very, very real. And I said, the first thing, Joe, that we've got to do with you, and I said, so this way you can control it. I said, you need to reach into your pocket and pull out a lighter and know that you can do it, that you can light your way. And so during this dream, I told Joe, I said, Joe, you go on in there and, go in there with this. And I handed him a torch. Okay. And I said, Joe, light this with your lighter. So he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a color blue Bic lighter. And he lit it. And then he met the shaman. He ran out and da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, hold on.
And
so as he's saying this about the blue lighter, I'm like, hold on a second. I start getting up out of my bed because I was just sitting in bed. And I come in here where I had my lighter and the two, actually I just had the lighter here at the time. And because I'm like, I think I have this, it's like a weird blue colored lighter. And I go in here, I'm like, son of a bitch, it is. And I've been using it to light these two white candles when I do the mirror scrying that he taught me how to do. So I just went downstairs and randomly grabbed some lighter out of we had a little package of lighters, so I just grabbed it, first available thing, and that was it. So he's telling me this lighter. I'm like, oh, I have that. I have that lighter actually in real life. So, anyways, continue.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, hey, that's a coincidence. You actually had a blue Bic lighter, because he ran into the other room to just see. There's no way. There's no way. And there's a blue lighter there. So it was kind of like validation that, dude.
Well, here's the other thing though. When you first told me way before this, you said, "Look, you got to practice or try to somehow, just it's in your brain now. You'll remember when you're in your dreams. Hopefully, pull out. I think you said reach your pocket and pull out a red lighter." And I said, "Okay, that's what I'll try to do." So I would try to remind myself, and I haven't been successful yet. So this time, you didn't say a red lighter, even though that's initially I think what you told me to pull out of my pocket.
Right.
Now, you said there's a blue lighter. I pulled the blue one out, so I need to let everybody know that.
Yeah. So that was actually kind of humorous, and the big reason that you didn't remember the dream was because it was the one night you did not do what, Joe? You didn't listen.
Yeah,
You didn't listen to your thing.
Yeah, I didn't listen to my music, and I was sitting there right before I went to bed. I was really tired, and I'm like, theoretically, it's probably the best time to listen to the music, the shamanic
Right.
drumming sounds, and
Yes.
I'm like, I think I just want to go straight to bed. I'm like, no, I should probably listen to it. It's a good time. You're tired, No, I think I'll just go to bed. Fine. I just went to bed, and of course, that's the one time epicness happened potentially, and I just remembered it. And once he mentioned the part about the shaman, I was like, oh yeah, I lost it again. Like, oh shoot, yeah, almost had deja vu. Oh yeah, it went away. Dang it, I can't remember it now.
That stuff like that is
Well, tell the rest of the story.
When
You went and saw the guy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And he would not have anything to do with me. I talked to him and I wanted to explain some things because he knew who I was. So he respected me in that respect and vice versa. And I wanted to help him because the shaman did not know about the law. And it's called the law of forgiveness. See, when somebody casts a dark spell, say you're ready to die and you cast a spell, and it's a bad spell that for the rest of your life you're da 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 to somebody. Well, what happens is then you're stuck on this earth plane, and that's what happened to the shaman. But understand that he saw all his people slaughtered and he was killed. And so what he did is he created a spell. Now, because of that, he's stuck there, God in this, but all his tribe, all his people are stuck there with him. And there's a law that not too many people understand that are in woo land here, like myself, that the law of forgiveness is this, is when you're trapped on the other side and you're earthbound and you cannot go back and forth. I'm just saying, spirit can go back and forth. They can come here and visit you. They can leave. They can go other places. But then you have other ones that are trapped here. And 99% of them is because of them casting a spell or doing something and then trapping themselves. But the law of forgiveness is if you can forgive those people for the hurt that they've done and have an understanding that it's time to let this go. So this way they can go on, okay, and go back where they belong and be with the people they're supposed to be. But because of this, they're trapped there. And all he has to do is bring forgiveness out. And this is what I wanted to explain, but he wasn't going to allow it.
Did you say he put up a wall or something?
Yeah, he did. He put up a very defensive wall that there's no way I would penetrate through. Maybe I could have if I tried, but it's called respect, and I wouldn't try. because I don't understand. I've never done that. Okay. I've met beings and people that have been trapped that manner, and I've talked to them and explained it, and they've gone on. Okay. No problem. They've gone on. But when you meet somebody with that type of power and ability, with that much hatred behind them, you know, I don't know what would happen to me if I went through the wall to meet him face to face and say, listen, you know, because I would love to shake his little head and say, listen, let me explain the law to you, and then do what you want with it. But he would not have any part of it. He just would not. And so, you know, it is what it is. And you go on your way. It breaks my heart because they've gone through so much, you know, and then to see that, where they could go on into their next lives and meet their loved ones and everything else, you know, that's heartbroken. It's, you know, and whose fault is it? Is it his fault for casting it, or the horrible people that did what they did? So, right. I mean, I understand it, and all I want to do is help. And believe you me, I will go back with my other guides and shamans that connect with me from the other side and try to help. You know,
you bring Albert, or is he too funny for that?
Oh my God, I love Albert. I really do. Tell him who Albert is. Go ahead.
He says he's Aboriginal, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like an Aboriginal. He's a funny guy.
And, my God.
I'm trying to think. He came in. Oh yeah. Well, I'm not going to tell. I didn't tell that part of the dream that I had with Albert, but he's definitely a funny guy. He's definitely funny. He came to me many, many years ago, and he worked with me on a healing on a person that we healed. And he's always been by my side. He comes in and out, and he's just a little guy. But think of an Aborigine with hair like Einstein that went straight out, and all he does is smile. That's all he does. And he plays a mean didgeridoo. I mean, he is like awesome. But I said, why would you have, you're an Aborigine, why would you have a name like Albert? And he said, well, when the British soldiers were over here, he would help them with tracking and to bring them across the lands. And because they had a hard time with his name, they gave him a nickname. His name was Albert. And they said, that's with a lot of respect, okay, in the British. And he said, I like it. And so he's kept the name, Albert. But yeah, you should see him with the didgeridoo. He sits down and he holds the didgeridoo with his two toes, his big toe and the one next to it. And that's how he holds it. And he just does his thing. It's like awesome. I mean, he's wicked good. Of course he should be. But, what a kind man he is. He has come into me so many times at the proper time that it's just mind-boggling. And we've helped a lot of people out, that man and I. We really have. He's really, really good man. But like I said, sometimes in the spirit world, you know, you want to fix what's wrong, but it's just sometimes you can't, you know. And mark my words, I'm going to continue to try on this shaman that's out there. But, you know, I really don't know. I really don't know how that's going to go about. But that's why I told you, when you go out there again, is what they really enjoy is an offering of tobacco. Mm-hmm. And that shows a lot of respect. And if you bring that out and lay that down and you don't want anything about it, it's like, you know, you don't say, well, I give you this and you give me that. So basically, Joe, you're not bargaining. Yeah,
okay?
No, it's just for him.
You know, here you go. It's out of respect. I hope you enjoy it, you know. And it's things like that soften them up, where they go, well, you know, he really is. He's not like the other men. You know, he's showing kindness and respect. And this is the way you got to go about it. It is what it is. But remarkable, you know, that place that you're going is remarkable. As you know, I've never been there, but I just, I go out there in spirit and I describe every piece to you. And then you send me the photo of it. It's like, wow. Talk about being on the
I
money.
asked Dave, I was like, Dave, do you have a picture of that big giant rock we discovered at that one campsite? And he's like, I don't know, let me look. And he didn't have it, and I didn't have it either. I was like, dang, how the hell did none of us get a picture of that thing? It was massive, and you described it, but I'm like, well, let me see if I can find it, because if I can show it to you, you might be like, yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. And but we never could. I couldn't come up with it, so maybe another time I'll have to take a picture of it.
Yeah, not that bad. Like I tell people, spirit really enjoys me, and they trust me, and they respect that. If they tell me something, no matter how weird it is or how crazy, I will come out and say it, because I don't care. I don't get embarrassed. Right. I just don't. I don't care, because if they're giving it to me, it's so important for you, and you might not understand it, or you do immediately, okay? And if I didn't come out and say it, that validation that you were looking for, you would never receive. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I had great reading with somebody today. I'm not going to mention the person's name, and if they're listening, they know who it is. And the stuff that came out was so off the wall. But the thing is he said, there's no way in hell that you would know that or any part of that. And I just said, it's a lucky guess. I pulled it out of my ass. What do you want me to say? But when you give thing after thing after thing after thing, that's you just gotta go, dude. That's why when I do my readings, I please don't tell me anything. Just ask me some questions. I don't want to know anything about you. And then we're just going to let it rip. And the funny part about it, Joe, your people, I love your people. Your people are Patreon. Oh, my God. Joe, I don't know. I think I've read a half a dozen of them this week. They find me. I was hidden, Joe. I was hidden. They hunted me down like you, right? And then they don't tell me nothing. I had one person that actually says, yeah, I'm a friend of Joe. Oh, all right. So, but all these other ones, like this one woman, she's dying because she isn't going to tell me anything, right? And I'm throwing all this stuff out at her, and she goes, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. I know Joe. This is who I am. And I start laughing at her. She says, oh my God, there's no way you would know these. And she's like freaking out. She said, I did everything I could. I wasn't going to let you know. I couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle it. I just, honest to God, I love that. What a sweetheart. Oh my gosh. But the thing is, see, when I read people, it's like, don't tell me a life story. Don't tell me anything. I don't want it. But when I come out and spirit takes me over and da-da-da-da-da, that's when you just sit there and go, shit. And you have a good time. But, what people notice with me, it's like yourself, Joe, when I'm reading or whatever, you and I laugh our asses off. Okay? And same with the people that I read, is we have so much joy, happiness, and excitement. And that's what it's all about. It's not going into a little dark room playing with a Ouija board.
Right.
That's not what they want. Okay? They want to be around love, happiness, and things like this. And then when you do that, oh my God, they become so powerful, the readings. And it's a wonderful thing. But I got to give a shout out to your people. They're awesome.
Yeah.
they really are.
Yeah. It's a whole different group. I don't want to say they're, the whole group is awake, but it's just like, it's the kind of people that all of us listening right now would, if we ever got together somewhere and we all chatted, there'd be people like, oh, I can't talk to anybody about this stuff. And then everybody's talking. That's what happened with me and Dave and the Money Changers event in Sarasota. All these people, I try to talk to my family. it was getting so loud in the restaurant. We're like, okay, we got to keep it down, guys, because everybody was just so excited to talk to other like-minded people. So I think my Patreon is probably going to have quite a few of some like-minded people, that just kind of fit right in. So it's not surprising to hear that.
Yeah, well, and a lot of it too is, you and I have kind of hid who I am in a respect that I really do not want 1,000 people contacting me, for readings. I just, number one, I can't handle it like that anymore. But I learned it this way, is that spirit will always set it up for certain people to get through to me. And it's for a reason. And it's a beautiful thing. It just is, and it all works out. But I'll tell you, some of your people, I mean, they have made me laugh my ass off, Joe. They're just wonderful, wonderful. And I got to say, there's a few of them that really made some money on me this week.
Yeah, you gave, I know, a call on XLM for one person that was nice. So, and it might still get nicer.
Yeah. They definitely, they made way more than what the reading cost. May I say to you, but that's a beautiful thing. That's an act of kindness going out there.
Yeah.
And for them, I know they're going to hear this one way or the other. They're going to be going, yeah, that was me, and that was a good one. It was like, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And I think what helps a lot is I don't follow cryptos because, as you know me, Joe, I don't even know how the hell to do it. I'm the guy that Joe yells at all the time. You need to get it off Coinbase. Do you understand? You're going to lose it. I don't know how to do it. It's like it's there. I feel good about it, but I really don't know what to do with it. So by me not following the cryptos, that I could give true readings about what's coming, like what you have personally deciphered yourself, and you've done very, very well because of it. And it's like when they give me stuff, they don't want to just come out and say, by the way, take this and do that. No, they'll kind of do it kind of tricky, and like you put together when you and I were talking, I can't remember what it was, an old horse out of the blue.
Yeah, Digibite, I think is
what that was. You figured it out, and you dipped your cup in, and you did okay.
Yeah.
But it's kind of neat. It's kind of like the chain link I gave somebody a week and a half ago. 2 weeks ago. And I kept seeing, I said it to you too, if I remember right.
Yeah, you did.
It's a metal fence. I don't understand it. And then I go, oh, it's a chain link fence. I said, I still don't know what that means. And then you said, no, there's actually a coin, chain link. There really is. It's like, okay, whatever. But again, and then you saw what it did. You kind of got to giggle on it, But if I try to do this all for myself, what happens is to be where I am, I cannot get caught up in greed.
Right.
And I'm a human, and that would be very easy for me to do. And that's why I try to put myself in a position. So many people will say, I got to do something for you. I got to do something. It's like, well, if you want to do something, just do it and don't tell me about it. And then one day you'll say, hey, woo-woo, dude, I got something for you. And just go, oh, man. You know what I'm saying? And then if you don't, then you don't.
I got a little stash set aside for woo-woo, dude.
Yeah. It's like, but don't tell me.
Yeah,
well, let me
surprise you.
I don't know how.
I got one of those flying machines for both of us.
Oh, well, see, now I'm down for that. Yeah. What the hell? How many times can a guy die? I don't know. We'll give it a shot.
Yeah, let's go try.
Yeah. We'll do found helicopter. Oh, bad. Really bad. maybe that's the helicopter that I saw crash. Maybe it's
No,
me.
no.
Jesus, I never even thought of that until now. Oof, I got to take that out. I got to take
Yeah.
that out. It's not about me.
No,
But
no way.
It's all fun, and when you and I have really have had some in-depth talk
Yeah.
about different things, and some things for you not to say, but as things happen, you know that we talked about it months ago,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then you see the exact of what I say happened, and it's like, wow, you know, talk about validation, because it's very important with spirit that everything needs to be validated. Everything. Okay? If it isn't, then you have an issue. Okay? And that's why I always say, my guides, teachers, the angels, they never lie to me, ever. Ever. So what I get is, there it is. You know, what you do with it is up to you, because you have freedom of choice. You know, if they tell you, they go, Joe, this is what we want you to do. Now I'm picking on you, Joe, right?
Like, don't go buy a second house. Okay.
Joe, don't you dare call me up and ask for permission. I'm not getting involved in this. Okay, this is between you and them.
No,
And they're telling me right now, don't you dare. But Joe, you know, it's like, keep me out of it. It's your choice. Go do what you want.
No, I canceled.
Because it is.
I canceled. I was gonna make an offer, a stupid little offer of this one house in New Mexico. No, cancel. I said, never mind. I had to make up a story and tell her. I was like, oh, I my work. I won't be able to go out there and inspect it for like at least 2 months. She goes, well, I already got it written up. If you change your mind, I'll just push it forward. Okay. So I canceled.
Yeah. Well, you had to make up a story. You could have just said, I'm sorry, but woo-woo do said no.
Yeah, my spiritual advisor said no. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's what they look at. Oh, man, I don't think we want to sell to this dude.
Yeah.
No, you probably don't. Yeah, you know, but, you know, the bottom line is, you know, when I give readings to people or I talk to you or whatever's going on, you can listen to it and take the meaning for what it is for you, but it's your choice if you're going to do it or not. And so that determines a lot. One thing that they've shown me, and it you know, it's kind of strange when you listen to these things, but every decision that you make, yes, no, up, down, right, left, actually changes your timeline. So when you make a decision and do something, it changes your timeline in the future of future events. And so other things will change, still trying to get you to the end game of where they're trying to get you, but now it's going to be different. It's kind of like you have an angel that watches over you. Think of an angel as a principal of a school. And now you have guides as you learn. These guides are teachers. Now the angel's watching the teacher, and it's like, well, Joe's not doing what I really want him to do, so I'm going to make him do it. Can't do it. There's rules. It's called, he's got freedom of choice, free will that Creator gave you. So no matter how much that your guide at this time, and understand your guide changes with your ability. Listen, if you're in first grade, you're going to have a first grade teacher.
Right.
But spiritually, if you're in 10th grade, you're not going to have a first grade teacher. So these guys change, all right? And it's their job, and understand that same angel's watching, making sure the rules are being followed. Okay? We need to get Joe here. We need to get Joe there, or vice versa, whatever's going on. And the key is you have to do it with your freedom of choice. If a teacher or a guide tries to force you to take a right or a left, they're in deep doo-doo. Okay, they can't do that. But this is what they do to you, Joe, is they want you to meet this person named Mary. And so you're walking or driving your vehicle down the road, and you know to see Mary, you have to take a left-hand turn. But you don't. You take a right. They go, oh, man, we really need him to see this person because it's going to create a chain of events. So what do? They throw a big log in the middle of your road. And you go, oh, shit, now I got to take a left. You go around the log. Now, let's say you stop veering back to the right, and you're still not doing the right thing. Guess what? They throw a bigger log in front of you. You're still not going to listen to us? Oh, boy, am I going to make your life miserable. Now they put a dump truck on top of your vehicle. So when you get in your life problem after problem after problem, what you need to do is stop and take a deep breath. People say, oh, somebody put a hex on me. Stop the crap. Nobody put a hex on you. Okay? Take a look at your life and take a look at what you're doing in life and start changing these things. And then all of a sudden, doors open up for you. And then another door opens up for you. And then everything starts to run really smooth. It's because you're on the right path now. All right? If you're not on the right path, man, your life's going to be miserable. And yep, you'll make it to the end, wherever that end is for you. But it's going to be terrible all the way. So everybody needs to look within themselves. Never give up. Remember, don't you ever give up. They don't want you to. Okay? But take a look within. Like I say to everybody, we have 3 brains. One between our ears. That thing will lie to you. It'll give you anything you want to hear. The one that's underneath your chest is your heart. That brain will always tell you the truth. So if you're a jerk to somebody and acted terrible, no matter what your brain says, it goes, well, you know, that guy did such and such and such, and that's why I did it. Your heart goes, yeah, but you know what? You probably shouldn't have handled it that way. Heart never lies. Never lies. And then your third brain is in your stomach. It's your gut. So the old rule, hey, my gut says, you know, I really need to do this or do that. Listen to your gut, because that's your future. All right? You're connecting to your future and to your higher self, and they're trying to help you. It's amazing. It's amazing. But you know what? Be kind out there. Be kind. There'll be one day that you might be down, that you might need somebody to reach out a hand. Love, compassion, and forgiveness. It's a beautiful thing.
Awesome.
That's all I got.
Speaking words of wisdom, woo-woo dude.
There you go. You brought me back to the little lockup. All hail woo dude. Jesus. I could never get that out of my mind now. Oh my God. Holy mackerel. I might watch that movie again just to see that.
If you were a betting man, is old Jay Snip and his pals going back to New Mexico this year?
No. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I didn't think so.
You know. Okay. But remember what I told you is what is, and this anybody here who's listening, what is the greatest gift that you can have? And that's the truth. So the things that you're going to learn and understand will be huge. Remember, okay, those caves and that, Joe, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere. Your name's written all over it. Okay? So that's a non-issue. But the thing is everything that we're about to go through is gonna put a little halt on that. Mm-hmm. But that's okay, Joe, because it's a two-edged sword. During this waiting period that there's no way in heck you're going to get out there, that your abilities in the things that have been happening to you that are so supernatural, that have been crazy, by the time you get out there, you're going to have these abilities where you're going to be able to go a lot farther than what you ever did.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how special that area is, supernaturally,
Yeah.
metaphysically, okay? And no joke, okay? All of your friends have faced it,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And they know this ain't no pile of rocks. Do you feel that going up my leg and my arms? Holy mackerel, because of the energies that will emanate from that area. And I know you guys have felt it,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So it's a very, very powerful thing. And it's like, all right, it's almost like you've been picked for this, okay? But they want you to be patient, all right? Let all these other things happen and play out that are going to happen, and don't worry about that. And then when that comes to fruition, you'll have so much wealth to yourself that you won't have to worry about hiking up those terrible areas, okay? You'll have your little Black Hawk helicopters or whatever you're buying, and you'll just, whoop, go right down in there. So in all areas, you spiritually, physically, and emotionally, everything will be together for this. And know what? That'll be beautiful. That'll be beautiful. And it's hard. It's hard when you want something and you want to validate it so much, and it's like, okay, it's there.
And I've been there,
Just take a
so I
deep
already
breath.
know what I've discovered digging down.
Well,
like we've already seen rocks that somebody put there, so it's like, well, if someone was here before us and they did all this work to hide this, there must be something really cool inside here for sure. And I'm back in Florida waiting, with all these thoughts in my mind. I got to get back. We got to go. Right. Let's get in. It's exciting. But I recognize too that we were I say we, mostly me, was super impatient and try. And Spirit was trying to slow us down and has sometimes. And I think honestly, even when I ran myself over, I think that was a sign of, hey, slow down. You're not digging right now because you're getting close to finding it, and we can't have you finding it right now. So you're going to get hurt. That's the only thing that would stop me.
You're killing me. Well, when I ran myself over, you think? I kind of take that as a sign. It's kind of like, maybe we should kind of back away from this for a while. Yeah, why don't we just go home? That's going to leave a mark, you think? But the thing is Spirit does this for a reason, okay? Really, they could have made that turn really bad, Joe.
Yeah, I could have broke a leg or some, numerous things inside my leg could have been damaged, and nothing got damaged.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, a whole lot of stuff could have happened to you, but the thing is it was enough to stop you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's because there was so much more involved. Listen, when you showed me the pictures and you didn't even see these things, and I said, take a look at the left-hand side. I said, somebody made a pyramid. Look at the pyramid.
Yeah.
And then you're going, holy shit, there's a pyramid. I said, well, look up here. Look at the face. It was all Egyptian. It was mind-boggling. I'm going, holy mackerel. I said, there's a lot to this thing. But a remarkable thing, and it's sitting there. It's almost like it's going to be your reward, Joe. It's not that you're going to need it, okay? It'll be a reward to you going forward. And understand this is, and to anybody who's listening to this, is many prayers have been done to protect, the Trump family and the things that are going on out there, okay, and mirror protections to bounce back any dark magic that's being thrown to land back on them, okay? And you and I, Joe, have already witnessed that you couldn't make it up.
Yeah.
When I said, wouldn't it be funny if these guys that are doing what they're doing, okay, that if their van would blow up with all the fireworks in it, and then 2 days later, the van blows up with all these guys in it. You just can't make this up.
Yep.
But it's like it's reversed the curse. You know, everybody thinks that, only dark magic. Well, so you're going to tell me that the creator can't do magic? Come on, man. You got to be out of your mind. You know, I'd rather learn from the best than play with the rest. That's the way I look at it, you know? And the thing is you do always do these things out of the kindness of your heart. Don't do it to take advantage of people or anything like that. You just don't do that. It's a no-no. And I don't know, Joe. Kind of like the owl.
Yeah. That dang thing flying right into my car.
But, you know, the funny part about it, Joe, is you went, wow, you know, was that a good sign or a bad sign? And da-da-da-da-da. And I says, well, Joe, let's just think about this for a minute. You left your body, and it was incredible where you went in South America and what you saw. And you saw a bird of prey and all you talked about was the talons. Oh, my God, the talons were so big. And, you know, whoa, you know, and you're going on and on. Well, let me tell you, okay, the dark side knows you were there, okay? And this is why I said you got to be careful and understand these things, okay? And I said to Joe, I says, now let's look at this logically. You remember the talons? Yeah. I said, now the funny part about the owl hitting your car, which owls don't hit cars. I'm sorry. They really don't. Okay? They're pretty good. And the thing is I think it was a half hour before that or an hour before you left, you saged your area. Mm-hmm. Remember you saged the whole thing? I said it's very, very important. It's very important because the dark ones are coming for you, right? And then you get on the road and a freaking owl. And you go out there and you're looking at this bird shaking his head going, oh, man, that sucked. And look at the size of his claws. I said, so let's just think about it. The lasting effect that you saw was this thing with big talons. I said, so what did the owl have? Enormous talons. Yep. And basically you saged before this happened. Yep. So do you think maybe that little critter was probably going to try to whack you in your window or attack you, and it missed because you saged? And then he landed on the road shaking his head going, dude, this really hurt. You know, this was not well planned out. Yeah, you didn't see it coming, huh? Yeah, I saged 30 minutes ago. How's it feel? Yeah. And then he flies up in a tree, and he looks down going, oh, that really sucked. Oh,
well, I think it may hurt him a little more because my wife and I went for a walk today, and just a slight little few more steps from where he was up in that tree, I saw a little feather, and I'd have to go look online to see what owl feathers look like, but it was the right color, and it wasn't real thick. It was real thin, but it was long. And I thought, oh, what if he hurt one of his little feathers got plucked out when he tried to attack my car? He's got a little battle scar now.
I hope you kept the feather. Did you?
I didn't keep it. I can go get it. Though. It's out on the side of the road.
Absolutely. Hey, baby, put that one in your hat. And next time that happens, you just tell him, I'll tickle your ass with a feather. It's very tough weather, ain't it? Oh, yeah. Stick that into your magic shell.
I'll put it like an Indian. I'll start collecting them in the back of my head.
Yeah, that's respect, man. You took out an evil dude. You really left a mark on society right there, Joe. I'm really surprised that Peter isn't down there going in front of your house. You know, owl massacre. No, he lived. Holy shit! You can't make that up. But listen, yeah, time
for the music.
Time is going by.
It's time for the shamanic drum music. Put me out. See if I get another dream.
Well, I hope you can end this situation with an upbeat sound that comes from your mouth. That I don't know how the hell you do it, and why don't we call it the evening? Why don't you do a Michael Jackson thing for me? Make you happy.
Let's see. Which one should we do?
You pick it. They're all good.
I think I will go back to Billie Jean. We'll do Billie Jean, everybody. How about Billie Jean?
Awesome. Go for it. Right now, I'm looking at. I swear to God, JC's head's going. Yeah, man. It's just going back and forth.
He's
Let's
jamming.
stick to the beat of that.
Oh yeah, JC's. I'm sure he's jamming, aren't you? I see him in the comment section.
Oh.
JC, don't lie. Tell us you were moving. You were bobbing your head, weren't you?
Yeah, come on, man. Show us how you walk backwards. Oh man. On that note, listen, it was a beautiful evening. Thank you for having me, and again, your fans in the stands are wonderful people. They really are. Of course, they're not very good at keeping secrets, but they're pretty. I really like them.
Yeah, cool. We'll do some live streams from time to time for the people.
Absolutely. Hey, whenever it happens, it happens. It's supposed to. And just remember, everybody out there, much love. Okay, much love. On that note, I will let you all go.
All right, and I'm going to cut them off, and I'll just talk to you for a second, I think.
That's fine.
If I can even do it. Let's see, live. Stop live stream.